Hi guys, this is Rashid and welcome back. Today I would like to show you how we can set up the project for development on micro-ros quickly. This is pretty much based on my experience and some trial and errors. And I think it will be useful if someone trying to gather the information about micro-ros and sharing some tips. If you're ready, let's get started. Before we start, you need to make sure that ROS2 host computer have the micro-ros-agent installed. You can check it out on this repository, micro-ros setup. First, you just make new workspace as explained on this building block, then scrolling down to building micro-ros-agent. Finally, after source the ROS2 environment, and if you can run ROS2 run micro-ros-agent, then it seems to work. We are going to use ESP32 with Arduino IDE for developing the micro-ros project. If you haven't made a code for ESP32 on Arduino IDE before, there are a few steps that you need to do first in order to make your Arduino IDE seize the ESP32 board. You can pause this video for a moment and try to search on how to install ESP32 on Arduino IDE. There is plenty of resources on how to do so. Because micro-ros is made based on RCL, ROS Client Library, which is the core code of ROS2, and if you're not an expert of C programming, the first time you see the code, you could feel a bit overwhelming, and even the documentation could make you feel tired. But basically, I will show to you what you only need to care about and just make you focus on your project like control the motor, reading a sensor data, and so on. So when we are programming on ROS, we will start with a node. Inside a node, there are three main components that people are mostly using: subscriber, publisher, and timer. The publisher can be both inside of subscriber callback or in a timer loop, but subscriber and timer are independent to each other, meaning if you are listening on a sensor data that got published with fairly slow frequency, but you can run another code in a timer loop which has faster timing. That is the concept of programming on ROS. So I have made this boilerplate sketch to make the project start up quickly, which has a basic of publisher, subscriber, and timer. I've put this sketch into the GitHub in description below so you can check it along together. At first, if you have any header files, you can put it here. Then next we include the RCL related header files. These headers are needed all of the time, so you can go check more detail later. If you see to do comment, that is the place you will need to adjust according to your project. Here you will need to include the message header file. For example, I include boolean int16 and int16 multi-array from standard messages, and other message like IMU from sensor message. Next, I define LED pin on 23 for the connection between ESP32 and agent, and pin 18 for test subscribing of LED topic. Next is the helper function for reconnection. I will explain about reconnection again on the main loop, so just keep it like this as first. Next is a declaration of RCL related. There are support, init options, node, timer, executor, and allocator. You will need this all the time, so you don't need to do anything here. Another to do here, you will need to declare publisher and subscription object here. In this example, I'm going to publish int16 and int16 array and subscribe on LED and another int16 array. And of course, each of publisher and subscription will need to have a message object. So I declare int16 message, int16 array send message, int16 array receive message, and LED message. Next to do, because we have subscriptions, so we need to define a callback functions of each subscription. The first one is LED callback. It's always return void, and the agreement is always coins void message in pointers. So at first we copy the message from message in pointer to LED message pointer, and next we try to do something on the data. So whatever the LED message data is, it could be true or false. Then I will use that to set the LED pin test pin 18 on or off. Next callback is int16 array callback. So similarly, we copy the message from message in pointer to in array receive message pointer. After that, you can do whatever you want with this data, but I'm going to repeat this data back to the int16 array send message. Next is the timer callback. Agreement are TCL timer T pointer and int16 last call time, but we don't need to care about these. The important is what inside here. So to do, You can put a publisher inside here if you want to continuously send some data. In this case, I'm going to publish int16 array send message all the time. This message will reflect from the message that int16 array callback receive. And another publisher for int16 message, I'm going to increment it one at a time and keep publishing it inside this loop. So inside of this timer callback, you shouldn't put anything like delay or something that block the program. So it should be fast and publish data out with the frequency that we're going to define later. Next is the create entities functions. This is like an initialization of node. What you will need to do is change the node name as what you want, and if there is a namespace that you want to put as prefix, and important is the domain ID. This number should be the same number as your existing ROS tool system. Then initialize nodes. You don't need to change anything here. Next is the initialize of publisher and subscription. The first one is the int16 array pub with the message of int16 multi-array, and the topic name is ESP int16 array pub. So you will just need to change 3 places. The second one is int16 pub with the message of int16, and the topic name is ESP int pub. The third one is the subscription of int16 array sub with the message of int16 multi-array, and the topic name is ESP int16 array sub. And the last one is the subscription of LED sub with the message of boolean, and the topic name is ESP LED. If you have more or less of the publisher and subscription, you will need to adjust it here. Next is the initialize of timer. Most of the time, you will need something between 50 millisec to 10 millisec, or from 20 Hz to 100 Hz. Next is the initialize of executor. You will need to change this num handles value by counting on how many of subscriptions and timer you have in this node. In my case, I have 2 subscriptions and 1 timer, so the total is 3. You don't need to include publisher here. And make sure that you have added the RCLC executor as subscription with the collect subscription object name and message and the callback. Next is destroy entities. You can think of it like cleanup of object and free up the memory. What you will need to do is make sure that your publisher and subscription objects are set up correctly. Next is the setup function. This is the default setup function from Arduino IDE. First, we can select which connection method, either USB or Wi-Fi. So just comment out one of these lines. Next, I set up the LED pin output. And next, you will need to initialize your message data here. I have 2 array of int16 array send message and int16 array receive message. So I put 2 to the capacity and size field because there will be 2 data in this array. You can choose any array length as you want, and the data field will be 0 at first. int16 message data will start from 0 as well, and LED message data will start with false or off. So depends on what message you have, you will need to initialize it at first. Next is the state. It will always start with waiting agent, so we don't need to change it. Next is the loop function. This loop is the default loop from Arduino IDE. It will run over and over. So I have skipped about the reconnection earlier. You can imagine that if somehow the micro-ros agent on host computer got crashed or killed for some reason, then the ESP32 should be able to know that now the connection is established or disconnected. If it's disconnected, it should wait and be ready to connect again as soon as possible. Then the ESP32 can reinitialize the entire node properly. The mechanism to check the agent and decide to create entities or destroy entities are this switch case block. This code is from the example in micro-ros-agent GitHub. You can check more detail over there. And lastly, once we got connected status, I would like to set the LED pin as on so we can see connection status from our eyes. That is the boilerplate of what you will need to develop from micro-ros on ESP32. Then let's try to upload this sketch to ESP32 and try to checking on our ROS tool system. The boilerplate sketch has been uploaded to the ESP32 and is connected to my laptop by USB cable. On my laptop, I will start micro-ros agent with serial connection on dev TTY USB 0. So you could see that once the agent is started, the blue LED is changed to on, and once I stop the agent, it will be off. Also, I could restart the agent anytime, and ESP32 can still able to reconnect. Now let's check on ROS2 topic. You could see the ROS2 topics from ESP32 are showing. We can echo on ESP in16. You could see the data keep incrementing by 1. Let's try to control the LED by publish boolean on ESP LED. If we listen on ESP in16 array pub, we could see it's publishing all 0. Then if we publish some number on ESP in16 array sub, you could see the data reflect to this side. That means all of our functions are working. From what we have learned, I would like to make some kind of board that is quite multi-purpose for my future ROS project. I have listed the components that I may need on the projects. There are PWM for servo motors, S-bus port to read radio transmitter, some buttons and LEDs, I2C connection for sensors, RS485 for motor driver. I have designed and laid out the components on PCB, export the Gerbil file, then I can go to PCBWay to upload my files. After some few clicks and selection of option and wait for their review, then you will get your PCB within couple days. PCBWay service is very convenient for a rapid prototype and some of a custom design, so you can try checking out on PCBWay for your next robot project. Here is how it looks like with all the components got soldered on. Then let's try to check on all of the stuff is working. All of the devices are hooked up on the board. The RC receiver S-bus cable is connected to this pin header, and all of 4 servo motors are connected on PWM ports and lining up from right side 1, 2, 3, 4. For button or switch, there are 3 available pins that connect with pull-up resistor. For now, I only use this push button. And also there are 3 available LED ports that connect with resistor, but I'm going to show you only one for now. For I2C device, I'm using this BNO055 9-axis IMU, and total there are 3 I2C ports that we can use. This XT30 connector is 5V input from DC-DC regulator to provide enough power for the servo. If you don't use servo, the USB power is enough. Here I copy from the boilerplate sketch. On top here, we have to include ESP32 library and declare the servo object. Here are the GPIO pin numbers of each servo. Next is about S-bus RC receiver. The driver UART is included. It's using pin 16 to read S-bus data, and all related parameters and variables are defined here. Next is the BNO055 IMU. Y library and Adafruit BNO055 libraries are included and defined variables. The include of micro-ros is same as before, no need to change anything. Then these are the message we want to use: IMU, UIN16 multi-array, and boolean. Pin 23 is for connection status, same as before. Pin 19 is for a pilot LED lamp. The push button pin is 34. The reconnection helper function is same, no need to change, and also these RCL objects are same. On this to-do, we need to declare publisher and subscriber, start from btn pub for push button, S-bus pub for RC radio, IMU pub for IMU, PWM array sub for driving PWM servo, and LED sub for pilot lamp, and also declare each message for each object. We have let callback similar as before, just set the LED state according to what it received. Next is PWM array callback. Copy message in to PWM array message, then use each element to write microsecond to each servo motor. Next is timer callback. We are going to publish btn state continuously, then copy data from ch, which is from another thread, to S-bus message data, and publish it out, and fill up the element of IMU message from sensor data. On create entities, just change the name as you want, and initialize of RCL is same as before. What we need to do is change the RCLC publisher init with the correct object, topic name, and message type, and also similar to RCLC subscription init. Timer timeout is kept as 50. and num handles is 3 because 2 subscription and 1 timer. Also need to change this RCLC executor at subscription with the correct object, message type, and callback functions. On destroy entities, the RCL object is same as before, but we need to change the pub and sub to correct object name. On setup, the pilot lamp and button pin are set up, and init of the message. First is PWM array message. There are 4 servo, so put 4 on capacity and size, and start with PWM middle. Button message start with false, same as LED message. For S-bus, there are 16 channels, so we put 16 here. For IMU, just put frame ID and initial timestamp. The state at first is waiting agent, then set up all of the servos. For the S-bus setup, baud rate is 100,000, 8 bits data, parity event, and 2 stop bits. And S-bus signal is electrically inverted, so we have to set up line inverse as well. The X-task create is to set up another thread, so we can read incoming S-bus data in real time. And lastly, set up for an IMU. Inside the loop, the switch case block for reconnection is same as before. Also, to turn on off the LED connection status, the button pin will be read and also reading the IMU data and put on these variables. So this UR2 RX task is the thread to read UR2 data. There is while loop and using the queue event when getting the data. So once we got raw data, we need to pass it as we could understand the real channel value. I got this code from Boulderfight repository. You can check on this link for more detail. And that's it for the code. Let's upload this and try to run it. Once we start micro-ros-agent, we could notice the blue LED is on, which means it's connected. If we check on ROS topic list, we could see the topics from ESP32 are showing. We could try checking on ESP bus. Then we could see the data is coming. If I move the stick on the transmitter, you will see the value got changed. So we can use this transmitter value to do many things like control the car, servos, or trigger something, so pretty useful. Next, let's try checking on button state, so you can see the logic got changed when I press the button. Next, let's check on IMU, and also we can get the data correctly. Then try to turn on off LED by publish ESP LED topic. Finally, let's control the servo motor by publish ESP PWM array topic. The value here is in microseconds. 2000 will move to one end, and if we change to 1000, it will move to another end. Also, we can control it individually by keep other value as same and just change the one we want. And that's for today's videos. I hope you guys like it. So you could see how we can enhance our microcontroller project into the ROS2 environment by using micro-ros. You can continue from this idea to add other things like LiDAR laser scanner, ultrasonic sensors, and so on. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to press like or share buttons. Also, there is a super thanks button if you would like to buy me a coffee or give some support to let my channel growing. That could be a good energy for me. So thank you for watching and see you soon.